What's up, YouTube? Cat Sports here. Now, this is a sports channel, so let's talk some sports. Now, in my live streams, I don't have any prearranged subject matter to talk about. We just go where the conversation takes us. Before we get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. Just Boxing Talk. We're just a group of people that loves talking boxing, and we're looking for others to join us. You don't even have to have a channel or a podcast to become a member. The only requirement is you just have to love talking boxing. Okay. Looks like we got Bruce Gass in the building, YouTube boxing royalty, and Tim Layton from the Hardcore Hangout. Salute. Okay, earlier I was looking at the schedule for the rest of the year. And if you think the year came in strong and we've had a good year, it's going to end very good. I call this year a throwback year in boxing because from the time I came into boxing in the late 70s, 80s, every year was like this. With big fight after big fight. And let's take a look at what we got coming up through the rest of the year. Starting tomorrow with Takuma Inoue, younger brother of Monster Inoue. And he actually holds one of the belts that Naoya Inoue dropped. He has a WBA bantamweight belt. And he's putting it on the line tomorrow against Joe and Alcahas. It's another title fight on the card also. Autumn Delakian, Sega Aki. Okay. So that's the first big fight to start this long stretch of fights we got coming up to end this year. And of course, Thursday, we had the big one that we've been talking about for months. Shakur Stevenson against Evan De Los Santos. Really looking forward to that one. And it's right up on us. Just one day and a wake up. Personally, I think Shakur will dominate him. But we will see. Now, also on that card, we have another title fight. Emmanuel Navarrete is putting his WBO junior lightweight strap on the line against Ralston Conceição. And this will be Conceição's third championship fight. And he's hoping the third time will be the charm because he lost the first two. One to Oscar Valdez and one to Shakur. Well, he really won the one against Oscar Valdez, but he didn't get the nod from the team. So I guess it is what it is. But he gets another opportunity Thursday, but I think he will come up short again. I got Navarrete stopping him. Late. What's up, Aunt McQueen? Welcome. It's good to have you. There's my wife. Mrs. Cass Sports, Victoria Thomas, saying yup. Shakur Stevenson is one of her favorite fighters, so she's looking forward to Thursday, too. Okay. Yeah, it's great to have you here, Aunt McQueen. I'm going to put the link in there because my live streams are always open panel. Okay. So after the next big fight, we also have a couple other fights on that card. Emilio Vargas, one of Fernando Vargas' sons, is also on the card. He's going up against Christian Oliveras. It's just a great card. That's in the lightweight division. And also, Abdullah Mason is on the card. I tell you, man, we are just in for a treat. These last couple months of 2023. You're welcome, honey. Okay. I was talking to my wife. Saturday, 11:25. We got one that we've been buzzing about for months. David Benavidez, Demetrius Andrade for the WBC interim strap in the super middleweight division. That one, that's classic 50-50. Okay. We got the African-American boxer against the Mexican puncher. The fight that's always sold. Okay. Classic. But I'm giving a slight lean towards Benavidez. Okay. I just think Demetrius, it's his second fight at 168. I wasn't too pleased with the performance he put in against Nicholson back in January, but hey, this is his second fight there. So he'll probably have to give a better performance. But I just think David Benavidez is going to wear him down. And possibly get him out of there late. Okay? That's just what I think. But anyway, that's also another fire card. Also on that card is Jamal Charlo making his return after 2 years out of the ring. And he's going up against Jose Benavidez. So both Benavidez brothers on the card. Although Jamal is still the WBC champion at 160, his belt is not on the line in this fight. This is at a catch weight, 163. I was thinking about a point that Coach Kenny, one of the Tank Davis, the face of boxing coaches, made yesterday. He said that Jose will always be at a disadvantage because of that injury when he got shot in the leg. So, good point. But although Jamal's been out of the ring for 2 years, I think he'll return, get a win against Jose. And will he be the next fight for Canelo in the 3-fight PBC deal? Very interesting. Also on the card, Subriel Matias putting his IBF Junior welterweight strap on the line against Shojahan Ergashev. Promised to be a good little scrap. Subriel Matias' fights are always going to be exciting because he's got that style where he's going to make you fight. Because he's going to come out there and come after you. So you got to be ready. So that should be a good little scrap. This card has 3 championship fights. The third one is Hector Garcia making his return to the ring. This will be his first appearance since being stopped by the face of boxing, Tank Davis, in January. I know probably no Devin Haney fans in here, but I know they get tired of me calling Gervonta Tank Davis the face of boxing. But I'm hardcore Tank, so. But anyway, Hector is putting his belt on the line against Lamont Roach, IBF junior lightweight. So that is a great card. I love having a wife that's a hardcore boxing fan like me. And we've been in boxing since the late 80s. What's up, Just Do Boxing, YouTube Boxing Royalty. And Just Do Boxing will be on at 4 o'clock. So I will definitely be out of here. If nobody's going to be watching my little channel anyway when Just Do Boxing is on. Miss Joette, how are you? Good afternoon. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. Aunt McQueen says on paper, at least. Which one you talking about, Aunt? Matthias and Ergashev. I'm going to drop this link in here because my live streams are always open panel. I had an open door policy. Okay. Then the next card after that one will be on the same day from Dublin, Ireland. It's the women's rematch between Chantel Cameron and Katie Taylor. It's for undisputed. I believe it's the women's junior welterweight. Chantel won the first matchup. Too bad they're going back to 10 2-minute rounds because what was it, last week or the week before when Amanda Serranos and Danila Ramos did the 12 3-minute rounds, it came out very successful. Both women showed they had the endurance and the skills to go 12 3-minute rounds. But this undisputed fight between Chantel Cameron and Katie Taylor is back to 10 2-minute rounds. That's unfortunate. I hear that all the WBA, WBO, and IBF sanctioned the 12 3-minute rounds, but Mauricio and the WBC was holdouts, didn't sanction it. Mauricio is always up to something. Bear with me, I'm trying to put this link in. Oh, the card in the entirety. Okay, yeah. You're right, on paper at least. But you're right, they still actually got to get in the ring and perform. Exactly. Bear with me for 1 second. I'm trying to type and talk. Okay. That's also a good card on paper. Sky Nicholson is also on the card. Talented young female fighter. Okay, honey. Me and my wife switching position. She was in my office. So now I'm going back in the office. Sky Nicholson on the card. Talented young women's fighter. She has the interim WBC strap in the featherweight division. And she's putting that on the line against Lucy Walhart. That's the co-main on that card. Let me finish putting this strap in. I wonder where my co-host, Thomas Hill, is. I'm going to have to fire him. No, that ain't. I'm going to have to fire Thomas Hill. Words well spoken. Victoria Thomas, that's my wife, everybody. She's a hardcore too, just like us. It's great having a wife that's a hardcore fan. We grew up in boxing together. We go all the way back to the 80s in this great sport that we love. I'm gonna get back to the schedule in 1 second. I'm trying to put this link in. Anybody that wants to hit it, hit it. There we go. Always open panel. There's the link. Okay, now, where were we? Okay, Sky Nicholson. Okay, then the next week, December 2nd, we have Ryan Garcia versus Oscar Duarte. I'll tell you, man, we are just in for a treat for the rest of this year. And this will be Ryan Garcia's first fight with Derek James in his corner. So a lot of people is waiting to see what Derek has done with him, because we know the potential that Ryan has. I think he has the potential to do great things in the ring. And Miss Josette is speaking to you. Miss Joette, that's one of the queens of this boxing game. She's in all the chats, and she really knows her boxing. Miss Joette, meet Miss Cass Sports. Miss Cass Sports, meet Miss Joette. There's the link for anybody that wants to hit it. So yeah, I'm very excited to see Ryan under Derek James. And that's in the junior welterweight division, 12 rounds. And I like they putting Ryan in there against a tough guy. That's going to make him work. They didn't go and get a soft touch for him in his first fight. And that's a very good move. And also on that card, Ismael Barroso is making his first appearance since the Rowley robbery. And they are giving him a shot at the interim WBA strap because they know they robbed him of the super WBA belt. So he's going up against O'Hara Davies. So maybe if Barroso can pull that one off, he get another shot at Rowley. But that's interesting. Okay. Also on the 12th, December 2nd, AB is back in the ring in the second fight of his comeback. He's going up against Chris Howard. Of course, AB is still in the welterweight division in his 12 rounds of boxing. Yes. What'd you say, Victoria Thomas? You wanted to see my face? It's a podcast. All you got to do is walk from out there back here. You'll see it. Okay. Saturday, December 9th. This is the one we've been buzzing about for months. Regis Rougarou Prograis against Devin the Dream Haney. Regis is putting his WBC strap on the line in the junior welterweight division. I don't understand. A lot of people is calling, saying Devin picked the weak link at 140. What about Rowley? I think Regis would dog walk Rowley. So how's he the weak link? Rowley is definitely the weak link at 140. No question about it. Okay. But this fight, I don't understand. So many people is not giving Regis a chance. I think he has a great chance. People was mistaken, calling his footwork trash. Regis is a southpaw. Uses the open stance. His lead hand is going to be right there to deal with that jab of Devin's. So this isn't going to be what you think it's going to be. Rolly is off with a health issue right now. Okay, I didn't know that, Miss Joy. Really? Okay. I just would like to see Barroso win that interim belt and get another shot at Rolly. And then don't have Tony Weeks anywhere near it, because he's shown he's willing to take money to cheat, because that's what he did last time. I'm just keeping it 100. He stopped that fight. Everybody was in shock. The fans, the announcers, Rolly. Okay. And also on that card, that's a very good card too. On paper, like Ant said. Montana Love is on the card, going against Liam Perro in the welterweight division. Andy Cruz was on the card, but his opponent was injured. So, as of yesterday, I know they were looking for an opponent for Andy. I haven't heard whether they had found somebody else to replace. He was wanting to fight Hector Tanahara, but Hector got injured. They didn't say what the injury was. But as of yesterday, Andy didn't have an opponent. Jay Hardcore said he would love for it to be, he wish Keyshawn could have got it, but it's way too early for Andy and Keyshawn. Way too early. But hopefully they'll meet up one day. We got Ebony Bridges on the card, talented female fighter. She holds the IBF bantamweight strap. He's going up against Avril Matthew. He was complicit, Ant. You don't think so? Barroso was not ready to be stopped. Plus, the round before, Rolly threw him down. I think, didn't they give him a knockdown for that? I don't think that was a knockdown. And yes, Tony was complicit. Oh, thank you, Ed. And oh yeah, and don't forget Ann McQueen's Casuals Corner. If you haven't seen Casuals Corner, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I believe it's going to start being on Saturdays. And the fight that's happening on Saturdays will be analyzed in depth. And then some of the fights on the undercard. So Aunt McQueen's Casuals Corner. Make sure you go over there and subscribe. And if you haven't seen Casuals Corner, you are doing yourself a big disservice. Check it out. I mean, the first one I was in was Joe Cadena versus Edward Vasquez. And after doing the film study the night before the fight, then watching the fight the next day, it was made the fight way more interesting to watch. Putting the stuff that I saw Ant go over in the film study to use watching the fight. Yeah, just get over there and check out the next Casuals Corner. I guarantee you'll like it. Now, where were we? Okay. We were up to December 9th. Also, Top Rank's got another big card on December 9th, too. Headlined by Robeisy Ramirez against Rafael Espinoza. Robeisy holds the WBO featherweight title. And this has Top Rank is loaded with young fighters, and this card is loaded with them. Xander Zayas on the card. Junior middleweight, talented young junior middleweight. He's going up against Jorge Ortega. Richard Torres, talented young heavyweight over there, top right. His opponent is to be announced. Bruce Carrington on the card versus Jason Sanchez. I think this is Bruce's first 10-round fight. If it's not his first, I know it's only his second. Come on, people, give me some feedback here. Ed is the only one commenting. Ed says the community's casual corner. So, community, please get over there and check it out. Okay, back to that top rank card. Tiger Johnson is on that card, former Olympian. Talented young junior welterweight. He's fighting Jimmer Espinosa. That card is, ooh, and I'm not finished. Jahai Tucker is also on that card. Ooh, wee, that's crazy. You can't miss none of those fights. He's going up against Daniel Verone, 10-rounder, junior middleweight. Friday, it seems like Bruce Carrington is on every. It does, doesn't it? Wow. He is really moving up fast, eh? Every time you turn around, Bruce Carrington's fighting. That's crazy. Yeah. But that's good. He'll get up in there and get himself a title shot fast. But yeah, I forgot. Going back to the Ryan Garcia and Oscar Duarte, that's the big fight because the winner will probably have a title shot in the very near future between Ryan Garcia and Oscar Duarte. I'm just excited to see what Ryan looks like under Derrick James. Yeah, that's a good point because that's on the same day. Those two cards. It is going to interfere. But see, Haney and Progress pay-per-view, right? Now, I think this top rank card is just like on ESPN Plus, so I don't know. Bad as I want to see Haney Progress, I might just watch the top rank card. Thomas Hill, where you been? You was almost getting ready to get your pink slip, but I guess I'll withhold it. Okay, and don't forget, 4 o'clock we got Just Do Boxing coming up. YouTube Boxing Royalty. Okay, so I'm definitely going off because nobody will be watching me anyway. Once Just Do takes over the airwaves. Salute to Just Do Boxing and Mrs. Just Do Boxing. He also has a wife that's a hardcore boxing fan. Yep. Thomas Hill, do you want the link? Let me put it in again just in case. But that's okay. Better late than never. I was just going over the schedule. Let me pause and put the link in because I can't do 2 things at once. Bear with me for a minute. I appreciate everybody coming in and helping me out here on my small channel. But hey, you got to be small before you can be big, right? So, but I still appreciate it. Aunt McQueen, Miss Joette, Just Do Boxing, Thomas Hill. I really appreciate y'all. Tim Layton. Sorry, Tim, I can't forget Tim Layton. No way. No way I can forget Tim Layton. I appreciate it. I'm going to put this link in, and then I'm going to get back to the schedule. StreamYard. But yeah, Yeah, you made a good point, and that top rank card, having it on the same day with Devin and Regis, it's going to interfere. Because, like I said, the Devin and Regis pay-per-view, I think. Top rank is just on, cable. So you can always watch Regis and. Nah, I think I want to see that fight as it plays out. I think this link is right. Okay. We were just looking at the big top rank card. Ebony Bridges. Okay, we had the December 15th. We got Deja Green versus Franchon Cruz Deserve. Another good one. I was hoping Deja Green would get a shot at Franchon or Savannah Marshall. That's in Orlando, Florida. It's for the vacant WBC strap in the super middleweight division. Okay, and it's there. Come on up. Thomas Hill, Jeff Dew, Tim Layton. My live streams are always open panel. Come on up and chop it up. Oh, Morrell, Tim, Morrell is fighting, I believe. Let me see, I got it. If I don't know anything else, I know the schedule. December 16th, Tim, Dave Morrell is fighting in Minneapolis. He's fighting Thina Agbeko. I know I tortured his name, but Agbeko. Yeah. Then they haven't developed the card yet. And Morrell holds the interim WBA super middleweight. And as long as Canelo is undisputed, he'll never get a shot at the championship. But if you don't fight at 168, it's easy to get a shot at Canelo's titles. All you got to do is be 2 or 3 weight classes below it. Yeah, Morrell is a problem. That guy is talented, man. I love to see him fight. Him and Boots. What would you think one day, Tim, if Boots went on up to like 168 and him and Morrell got it on? Ooh-wee. That would be crazy. But I was talking about Deja Green and Franchon Cruz. I like Shadeja in that fight. And it's for the vacant WBC super middleweight strap. Now I don't know how Savannah Marshall had it. I don't know how it became vacant. But her and Franchon just lost it to Savannah, and now she's fighting for it. Well, she lost undisputed to Savannah, so she lost all 4 of her belts. Now she's fighting for one of them. But Franchon, like my wife said, Franchon is too big. Hey, honey, you remember Franchon? The big girl? You said it just can go back and forth. She don't have no kind of lateral movement. Remember her? Can you hear me? No, I was saying, remember that fight? The big girl from Baltimore was fighting Franchon. Yeah, you said she was too big, right? Yeah, she's fighting to get it December.
She might learn something.
No, this girl here, she's fighting is going to be better than the last one.
Yeah, I can't get on the phone right now, but
okay.
Cook your beans, but I'm gonna be right back.
All right, honey.
Cause I know about that girl. She's big.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Oh, just do you say Savannah Marshall is champion in recess? Okay. Yeah, it's December 16th, Jeff. He's fighting the guy named he's fighting oh man. I just butchered the guy's name one time. I'm not gonna butcher it again. Thina Agbeko. Yeah, that's in December 16th. Yeah, Franchon and Sadeja. I got Sadeja in that fight. Sadeja is ready. She got started late. Her mother wanted her to get her college degree. Sadeja is actually WNBA level talent basketball player. She played in college. I think it was Old Dominion. Very talented young lady. Yep. Okay, so the next day, from Glendale, Arizona, we got the unification between Jesse Bam Rodriguez and Sonny Edwards. And that's at flyweight. I got Jesse Bam in that one. Nobody can touch Jesse Bam down there. And that's on the same day with David Morrell. Yep. So boxing is in great shape, finishing out this year. It started off strong, and it's going out just as powerful. That's why I call it, like I said, a throwback year. And then the last fight I've had on the schedule for this year, the final Tuesday of the year, of course, it's the monster fighting on Tuesday from Tokyo, Japan. He's going up against the undisputed at 122, junior featherweight. Monster's putting up the WBC, WBO, the two belts he took from Cool Boy, against Marlon, the Palace, IBF, WBA. Monster will be undisputed. He'll be the second man to ever be undisputed in the 4-belt era. Oh, you say bring those belts back to Jersey, huh, Tim? She will. No doubt in my mind. She will do it. Sadeja is special. I'm just glad to see her getting a shot. Oh, there we go. Oh man, how long you been there, Thomas?
No,
How long you been down there, Thomas? Huh? Hello? No, I was talking to somebody in the chat.
Nah, I haven't been in here long.
Okay. Because I know yesterday you sit down there, you said for 7 minutes. And I forgot to bring you. You sit in the back for 7 minutes. I forgot to bring you up.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
You good? You good, honey?
It's hard for me to.
You have to change your name to Mrs. Cass Sports, though. We'll take care of that.
Yeah, we definitely.
We got Mrs. Just Do Boxing. We got Mrs. Cass Sports. What'd you say, Thomas?
I said we definitely can take care of that. You talking about for Miss Victoria Thomas?
I didn't hear you. You're kind of low.
I'm kind of low?
Okay, better. I guess you were just talking low. Let's repeat what you said.
No, I was just saying salute to Bruce Cass, Boxing Jazz, and Layton.
Yeah, I think Bruce Cass went out. What do you think about the schedule, man? It's fire, ain't it?
You talking about the boxing schedule?
Yeah, week after week after week after week.
Oh, this year, this year has been simply amazing for boxing.
And it's ending crazy.
I know a lot of people have a lot to say about it, things of that nature.
Yeah.
But you know, it started off with a bang and it looked like it's gonna finish with a bang.
Yeah.
And
you're right, Tim. Yeah, Better Beeb is fighting Callum Smith in January.
And Tim Layton, you always can govern yourself appropriately and click that link.
Christian and Billy is also on that card. But we don't want Callum Smith, we want Bivol, man. You know? Undisputed.
Well, they have a way of doing that. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, there you go,
back in the days, it wasn't that.
What's up, Ant?
My man, Big Ant.
What's happening?
What's going on? What's going on? My guy Cass, the benevolent Thomas Hill. It's a pleasure to be with you guys. What's going on?
Just talking some boxing, that's all. What do you think about this fire schedule?
I'm enjoying it. Speaking of fire schedules, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget, tomorrow night, 8 p.m., we got another card on Pro Box. Are you trying to tell people? You know, I'm a big proponent of that Pro Box TV right now. Those Wednesday night cards got a lot of parity, a lot of good matchups on there. Guys are evenly matched up. It's not too lopsided or overmatched with the matchmaking. So, shout out to Pro Box, man. They're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, I remember we was talking about that Saturday. I wrote down a couple names that you had given me. Yeah. And those guys are free to sign with anybody they want to anytime they get ready to, right? From Pro Box.
Yep.
They're not
tied up.
Okay. That's good. Yeah. And then when is the next Casual's Corner film study? I'm looking forward to that. I always enjoy those.
I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Chop up some Shakur Stevenson stuff and then piece something together. One way or another. Who knows? But
yeah. Yeah, Bivol versus Better Beeve is going to be a dog fight. You're right, Tim. Who you got in that one, Tim? Better Beeve or Bivol?
That's a good fight.
I don't know. What y'all think about that? Better Beeve and Bivol.
And on top of that, that's definitely going to be a higher scale of boxing, and people probably going to be led to believe because they feel like just Bivol is the boxer, but Better Beeve is an excellent boxer.
Yeah.
He just has
a lot of times
power.
Yeah, a lot of times when you got that kind of knockout rate, people overlook your boxing ability, you know? Like Tank, perfect example. They think you're just going in there knocking people out, but you know, you got to set people up and set traps and stuff to set up the knockout. You don't just go in there and knock somebody out, you know? But a lot of people overlook that because Better Beeve has knocked everybody out, hasn't he? I think.
Yep. I want to say 19-0, 19 knockouts, something like that.
So his boxing ability really gets overlooked. Freestyle media sports, salute.
I think a lot of people also disregard their records because they're so low, but most of them have fought extreme amount of competition in the amateur circuit. So they got like tons of experience on their belt. The only thing is like the scoring system is a little bit different than the amateur ranks, but you still find talent that you're going up against. So like those records are low, but you can't place value on them because as you see with Loma's got a very low output for fights, but he's a quality fighter. And he showed it.
Hey, Tim Layton, pretty much. He see Tim Layton's comment. He said he felt like you're gonna have to kill Better Beeve to stop him.
Well, that last fight Better Beeve had, what was that against? That was against
was it Yard?
Yeah, Anthony Yard. That was a great fight, man. That was a great fight.
Yeah.
I was very proud of Yard, man. I didn't think he would hold up like he did in the fight, but he's taking the fight too Better.
Yeah, Better Beeve just wore him down.
Yeah, Bivol is a different animal in the fact that, you know, he's a tactician.
Yeah.
On top of that,
you saw that coming.
Yeah.
You know, you saw it coming, what, you know, ended up happening to Yard. Yeah. But he fought a good fight.
Yard fought a good fight. He also fought Better Beeve's fight.
Yeah.
You know,
he did.
His fight, eventually that's his craft. He gonna end up getting the better.
He started out doing well, but then he got lured into Better Beeve's fight as he got deeper into it.
Started slugging out when he continued to box.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, Thomas. I even feel as though if he continued boxing, and I thought that he fought a good fight, but with Anthony Yard, there's always that question mark. See, people in the past couple of weeks have been saying ad nauseum, Boo Boo's gonna fight well until he gasses. Meanwhile, this guy has close to half of his fights have gone the distance, and he hasn't had a gas tank issue yet. Now, Anthony Yard, we've seen him when he went against Kovalev, it got to the point where he was so tired he got stopped by a jab. He didn't even get hit with a hellacious shot. It was a jab, and the guy was just too tired to continue. And I felt as though that was gonna rear its head again against Beterbiev, where it's like he's gonna fight well, and then up until a certain point, and then he just doesn't have the stamina to continue.
Okay. Yeah. So you think that's what happened to him?
Yeah, because I've seen it happen several times now.
Mm-hmm.
Even against, I want to say it was Lyndon Arthur as well. He just doesn't have the best gas tank.
Yeah, and Beterbiev is not the one that went out of gas against, you know.
You know, he got a perceptive eye for things too. So, yeah, you can start seeing the fatigue wear in on him. And, you know, he got loose with his punches. He got loose with his guard. And you only need to give Beterbiev just a little bit of a glimpse.
Yeah, he's going to be coming, man, you know.
He's going to go on it. And like I said, unfortunately, man, Yard does have gas tank issues. Yeah. I don't know why it gets applied to Boo Boo.
I don't know.
Doesn't slow down. I mean, he doesn't gas out. He slows. He slows the aggressiveness down.
Yeah, it's a difference between that and gas tank issues, you know. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. In 32 fights, if it was that big of an issue, you would think that somebody would have been able to capitalize by now. In 32 fights,
now, yeah,
at least one guy.
Yeah, somebody. Not only has he not been stopped, he's never lost. You know?
Nope. So
no, I don't know where that's coming from, where that came from.
But to end, if that, go ahead, and my bad.
Oh no, go ahead, Tom.
I was just gonna say, if that were indeed the case, more people would be fighting him instead of running from him, or not running to fight him. I'll say that. I'll say it that way.
Good point, Thomas. Yep. Yeah.
I can't disagree, Thomas. I mean, that it would behoove anybody, you know, you just come in great shape and allow the guy to look good for 3-4 rounds, and then after that, just take over after he gasses out. I mean, the blueprint would be there, right? And somebody would have been able to take advantage by now. So,
yep.
You know, that's why I asked, like, does the guy gas or does the guy coast? If he has a comfortable lead and he can afford, and here's the other thing too, is he's still relatively active too. If you go watch those fights, it's not like he just stops throwing punches or now all of a sudden he's getting beat up and whooped from pillar to post because he slowed down. He's still able to maintain a consistent work rate.
Because I want to be on there too.
Let me know when you get ready.
Well, you have to do it.
Yo, that's a valuable point. On top of that too, and the fact that he's coasting, he's no longer looking to set you up. He's looking to capitalize off of a mistake you make.
I'll let you know when I'm ready.
You know, you don't get the opportunities presented as often as it is, especially in a fight. You know, the opponent also being beaten on and being in a fight and pressing to win, he's gonna gas. He's gonna tire, and you know his activity and his output won't be as great as well too. So that's a very good point. And man, I don't know. It's like looking at him train for this fight, like incorporating some of those old school calisthenic elements into his training and doing things to help endurance and his stamina and his wind. I think he's trying to cover all bases so that when he goes into that ring, he's the best form of android he can be in that ring. And it's going to be a great fight.
Oh yeah, and one thing that was interesting to me with the what's my guy's name? Beterbiev and Bivol fight is that David Benavidez said that Bivol had one of the strongest right hands in the world. And I know that Beterbiev, he's a rugged guy, but I don't think he's got a granite chin to the point where he can't be stopped. Like it wouldn't surprise me if Bivol was able to win in that fashion. You know, hit him with some emphatic shot and be able to turn the tides in his favor. Maybe get a TKO or something like that.
What you think, Kaz? That sounds like That's a fair point. I know for a fact Vivo definitely has a chin, and I know he has great gas tank. So his endurance is always there. His punch output doesn't drop. It doesn't look like much of the steam leaves his punches, and he punches straight too. Like his punches are very straight line, and they're pretty fast too. They come with suddenness. So yeah, that might be we never really seen Better V in that dark water before.
Well, Thomas, he's been dropped twice. But he's knocked everybody else out. So we kind of gloss over that and forget that point conveniently because he puts a lot of guys on their back. But he has been dropped twice.
Who is that, Ant? I wasn't paying attention.
Arthur Better Be. He's been dropped twice.
Yeah, Better Be. Right.
Yeah, he's been dropped twice. So I was saying that I wouldn't be surprised if Bivol was able to notch a TKO against him. I don't think he starches him, but I think it'll be a situation where, he's boxing extremely well and he's putting hands on him, combinations, and then it gets to a point where he hits Better Be with something sharp, and that starts off a barrage. And then boom, now it's just the activity. One of those Oscar De La Hoya type TKOs. Yeah. It was just so many punches, just a huge flurry. To where the other guys, accumulation. He's got his hands in his pockets. I can see that happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I always had picked Better Be with that fight. I mean, not Better Be, Bivol. Bivol is a great boxer, man.
A very good boxer, and he definitely has some punch to him too.
Yeah.
He's pretty equipped in that ring.
I thought he could have stopped Canelo if he would have stepped on the gas, a little more. I really thought so. Sometimes he had Canelo up against the rope, he would back off. He didn't really press on the gas pedal like he could have.
Yeah, I think in order to stop Canelo, you definitely gonna have to get a TKO. I've seen that man take. I've seen him take some absolute phenomenal shots that would have knocked most people out.
That's
if
true.
You just kept taking it and going forward.
Yeah, but Bivol kind of like backed off too. He didn't really go for it. Nah, I don't think so, Tim. I don't think Canelo will ever fight him again. Tim said, do y'all think if Bivol wins, Canelo goes back up for him?
Canelo wants to fight him, but he wants to fight him at Bivol's weight. So there's no. If I lose, there's no.
Stay hardcore. Salute. Thank you, Miss Joette. You do the same. Appreciate you stopping in. Appreciate your support. Stay hardcore in the building.
I think Bivol fought a smart fight against Canelo. He didn't want to leave. Yeah, he didn't want to leave himself out to dry. So he was hitting them and resetting, resetting, and even when he wasn't landing, he was keeping him out of range to where he couldn't land anything too crazy. And you could see the frustration on Canelo's face because he really wanted to land something, but Bivol didn't give him the landscape to do what he wanted to do.
Canelo was frustrated the way he would lean on the ropes, telling him, "Come on," Remember that? He had him frustrated.
Ironically, that same characteristic is prevalent in Boo Boo. I think that's how Boo Boo finishes fights. You know what I'm saying? He frustrates the heck out of fighters. He takes a lot of the starch out of their will to fight.
Hey Jay, I got always open panel, so I'm gonna put the link in there if you want to come up here with us. We just chopping it up. Ant and Thomas, I appreciate them coming up here helping me out, because we got two super hardcores. Make me feel like a casual up here with Ant McQueen and Thomas Hill. Big time casual.
I'm just a person that sits on the corner that has been casualized.
Say that again, Thomas. You say you was
I'm
what?
just a person. I'm just the enthusiast that sits on the corner and just got it casualized. I've been indoctrinated
Okay.
with the sport through the casuals corner.
Okay. Jay say we get jazz while we get boxing. Fancy in here. Well, I was used to watch this guy's chat. I'm not gonna say his name, but he always had the music, and you know,
But
I kind of liked it. It was like last year.
But yeah, speak of the schedule. Yeah, the schedule this month has been unreal. There's so many great fights nestled in this month. You know,
well, look how we're gonna finish it.
Yeah, they're finishing strong. They're finishing strong.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're setting, you know, the setting like the mark for boxing to follow, and hopefully for 2024.
I forgot to mention, Sergio Lipinets against Michelle Rivera is on that Benavidez Andrade card too. I think it's Rivera's first fight at 140, right? Michelle?
Yeah, it would be, because his last fight was against who? Frank Martin. That was at 135.
Yeah, he's fighting Lipinets on the Benavidez and Andrade card. I forgot about that one. Yeah. So that card is stacked. Like you say, and on paper. Yes.
Yeah, it is. I think it's a great fight for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
See what Lipinets has left in the tank, and also get another look at Michelle Rivera, see how he bounces back from that loss, see if he's made any improvements.
Mm-hmm. Lipinets is a good name.
I like it.
Bruce Gas Boxing. Salute. Bruce Gas in the building.
Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. My great brother, if you don't mind, would you click that link so we can get blessed with some of their boxing expertise and knowledge?
Yeah. J Hardcore, Bruce Gas, Just Do. I got some YouTube boxing royalty in here, man. Wow. Yeah, I hope the next time Jay do that over 50 thing that we can get Bruce Gas in there, because he wasn't there last time, remember?
Oh, that's a must. That's a must. Also, to clarify, my contentions on Rivera being at 140, I really want to see how the weight affected him, because he's a big 135. He was a big 135. I want to see how big the cut really,
affected
him from being the best he could be in the ring. That's the one thing that I say about Devin Haney. I can't get the weigh-in for the first Kambosos fight out my head. That was hard to see and look at. I don't understand why, you would, as we were talking at one time, not fight within your natural weight span. Wherever that span may be, you shouldn't be exceeding or cutting more than 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Get into a fight.
Hey, Bruce Gas, I was talking about Jay Hardcore has a show. It's just over 50 up on the panel. And I think he said we did that a couple weeks ago. I said, I hope we get you in the next one. He said he's going to do it once a month. And we wanted to make sure we could get you up there, Because we talked about the differences between back in our era, 70s, 80s, and now. And, we had a lot of stories from back then. And I know you could contribute a major to that, man. So we hope we can get you in the next one. It's going to be once a month. Yeah. Yep. No, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Thomas. He was talking about Rivera.
Yeah, he was talking about guys fighting close to their weight. And again, like that brother was saying, I sent that clip. I don't know if you saw it, Cass. It was actually from Jay's show the other day, where the brother was talking about these guys not maintaining themselves in between fights. And that's the exact conversation that we were having on the phone, the three of us.
Right.
So he said, how much of these guys are walking around at an optimal weight? Because this whole walk around weight, people talk about it as though that's natural. Like, nah, like if I don't have a shred of definition in my body, how could that be an optimal walk around weight? You know, to me, like optimal walk around weight is where you're still functional, you're still in good shape, so on and so forth, and then you don't have a huge cut to get down to your desired weight class. But some of these guys are going up between 30 pounds in between fights, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. That was some good points you made that day about the difference between the optimal weight and the walk around weight, because I had never thought about it like that, you know. Yes. That makes a huge difference when you're trying to get down and make weight. If you're coming from the optimal weight versus coming from just a walk around weight, you know. Yes. And I like how you related it to Earl.
Yeah, because that's my thing though. It's like, what is walk around weight?
Exactly.
You know, I think we kind of confuse that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, when you look at the guys that are putting on consistent performances and there's very little slack from an athletic standpoint, it's the guys that are doing a great job of taking care of themselves in between fights, not just when they have a fight lined up.
They stay at an optimal weight, right?
Yep.
Instead of just a walk around weight. Yeah, that's the difference. That was a good point. I never thought about it like that.
You got 7-8 months in between fights.
Yeah.
And then during that time, you just eating whatever you want, drinking and partying and going out. Yes. It's understandable because, you know, these guys are human beings and they want to have fun as well. Right. But the other side of that is when it comes time to fight, and now you got to cut all of that weight. Right. And you got to have a weight loss camp as opposed to a boxing camp.
Just getting ready for
now you're sitting here trying to get you should just be focused on tactics.
Yep.
Technique. You know, the refinement of those things. But instead, now you got to drop 35, 40 pounds.
Yeah. That takes away from your camp. Tim says it's got to kill your internal organs. Just family, not royalty. Yeah.
I'm excited for this week, man. I'm excited. How do you like De Los Santos' chances in this fight with Shakur?
Slim to none.
Oh man.
Shakur is just
that's rough.
It's gonna be too much. De Los Santos has the tools to be dangerous, but it's levels to this, man. And Shakur is just special. You know how people
it comes down to application.
What'd you say, Ant?
I said, it comes down to application, man.
Yeah. Like people talk about Boots and how he's so many levels above everybody at welterweight, and I look at Shakur like that at 135, except for Tank. Anybody else? You know, I mean, everybody has a chance. You know, it's boxing, but no, I don't give De Los Santos that much of a chance. Now I might be in the Crow Show Sunday eating crow. I don't think so. What do y'all think? What you think, Ant? How much a chance you give De Los Santos?
Yeah, it's going to be extremely difficult. I was looking at that brief exhibition that he gave yesterday during the open workout, and Shakur looked extremely sharp in that brief amount of time. And hearing him, I saw an interview that he did with Sean Zettel from Fight Hype, and he was talking about watching film and stuff. So I think it's going to be extremely dangerous.
And he had to talk. People saying De Los Santos going to drop him and all that kind of stuff. You know, that gives him incentive. He's already good, one of the best, and then he got extra incentive on that to be even better. That's not good for De Los Santos. All that talk, you know, that's only going to help Shakur even more, I think. I think he's going to be extremely ready for this fight.
Motivated, huh?
Yeah. Everybody's saying De Los Santos is going to be his most dangerous opponent. I see Shakur fighting his best fight ever. Just because of that. So that work cuts both ways.
Oh yeah,
That's right, Jay. Slim to none.
you got a formidable guy in front of you that'll make sure that you're turning over every stone.
Yep.
Making sure you're extra prepared. Even from De Los Santos and his team, you know, going into this fight, there were people stating that Shakur couldn't overlook De Los Santos. But the more and more I hear from both of their teams, it seems to be more so the other way around. That De Los Santos and his team are overlooking Shakur a tad bit because they keep regurgitating the same talking points. Yeah. I'm not sure if you saw, but they talking about, you know, his power or lack thereof, and even when as far as calling a man a bum. I was watching that Blood, Sweat, and Tears, that Top Rank premiered, and they called the man a bum. Called the man a bum.
So what's we think? He trying to get into Shakur's head, or he really think he's that good?
I don't know if he's trying to get into Shakur's head, but I think that they may be underestimating him a little bit. I do believe it's one of those cases of where you see somebody on the outside, you know, you're on the outside looking in, and it don't look like anything crazy. Then when you get in there, you're like, damn, this is a lot different than what I expected. You know,
that's what it's gonna be. And then he's overwhelmed. All of the preparation and everything he did is out the window, you know? Because now he said, oh man, I didn't expect this.
Absolutely, Cass. Because, you know, we've heard about De Los Santos' power, and I'm pretty sure that Shakur is preparing himself for the worst case scenario in the event that this guy can really, really crack like that. So he's already got that on his mind. But the way that they're downplaying Shakur's power, he could mess around and get countered by something and be like, damn, this is a lot different than what I thought it was. And then now, like you said, either the game plan goes out of the window and you become more aggressive, or the gameplay goes out of the window and now you keep your hands in your pockets because you're afraid to make a mistake. Now you're getting broken off. So
and neither one of those things are good. You know, neither one is good.
Neither one.
But his last fight Adorno, I mean, if he was going to do all that to Shakur, he would have stopped him, wouldn't he?
I think that I thought Joseph Adorno was tough and rugged, and he knew how to survive for sure. And I'm not saying that he was out there just on a bicycle running away from De Los Santos. Right. I'm not saying that at all, but I felt as though he did a pretty good job of, you know, not taking anything too crazy that could have gotten him up out of there. But he definitely was a lot wary of De Los Santos' power by a certain point in the fight.
I thought he fought too much trying to survive, you know, instead of just fighting, taking it to him.
Oh, yeah. And De Los Santos, he gave a good account of his boxing ability. Another thing that I did notice was his coach kept screaming out to him while he was sparring to get off the line, and imploring him to keep moving and, you know, stepping over after firing shots, or even while defending himself, not being too stationary. So I think that it seems as though they're putting together a solid game plan. But again, I'm a little bit more concerned for De Los Santos in the event that he gets hit with something, that he doesn't see something sharp. How does he continue to fight? Does he become too leery? Because people like to point to that Nakatila fight, right, with Shakur, and they say, oh, well, Shakur got on his bike, but we also got to remember that the man virtually pitched a shutout.
That's right, won every round. So there's nothing wrong with that. He won the fight, and he won it easy. You okay?
And after rewatching that fight, he didn't move as much as I had previously remembered. You know what I mean? It definitely wasn't to my recollection. And the way in which people talk about that fight, like, oh, Shakur felt that power and was on his bike. I went and rewatched it the other day, and he was pretty much in front of Nakatili the whole fight.
He just did what he had to do to win the fight. And something I was thinking about. Okay, now what about the co-main? Who was it? Navarrete and Conceição. I think Navarrete wins that one.
Yeah, I do as well.
By stoppage?
Possibly. I don't know if he stops him, though. I don't know if he stops him. I think that Conceição, I think he's got good enough boxing ability to protect himself. Okay. Yeah, and to survive the fight, but I do see it being somewhat of a wide decision.
Yeah.
Because with Conceição, it seems like in that second half of the fight, like he kind of checks out.
Yeah.
And in that fight with Shakur, he fought pretty well, and then it just started to be an avalanche with Shakur.
One side and all
after, then it was just completely one-sided.
Downhill. Yeah.
I felt as though Conceição could have won against Valdez, but I understand why Valdez got the nod. I understand why Valdez got the nod, because Conceição essentially did what Ramos did against Lubin most recently, which is he boxed well in the first half, but then in the second half, you just let your foot off the gas. You allow this guy to dictate and push the pace on you. So we know that Navarrete can push the pace for sure.
For sure. And this to be Conceição's third chance. He lost the first two to Valdez and Shakur. So, and he's up in his 30s, isn't he? Like 34, 35, something like that. So he might be running out of chances.
Let me do a quick Google check.
I think he's about 34, 35.
Robson Conceição. Yep, 35, right on the nose.
So this might be it for him if he don't get this one,
Quite possibly. Oh yeah.
Unless he want to be a gatekeeper, be a name for the young guys. I don't think, has he ever been champion? I don't think so. I don't think Conceição ever had.
I don't believe so.
No. He almost had it against Valdez that first fight. I thought he did get that one, but they didn't give it to him. So,
but two of the judges, they had it pretty close. I'm looking at the score for that. They had it 115, 112. So it wasn't like it was like a blowout for Valdez.
Right. And if he'd have just fought all the way through,
exactly,
he got up at the end, he might have got it. And they know it was against him already.
Yep.
And he just gave
let his foot off the gas, man.
Take it from him. Yes, he did, clearly. What's up, Tom? Is Thomas still up there?
What's my guy's name, Cash? Dennis Green. Remember Dennis Green, the coach?
Yeah, Dennis Green.
Had that famous rant. That's what Conceição's coaches should have been saying to him. Valdez was who he thought he was, and we let him off the hook.
Yeah, I remember Dennis.
They let him off the hook, man. Let Valdez off the hook.
Yeah. And he got the decision.
Yeah, so what's your thoughts about the stoppage? You know what? I don't think that's a bad take it off, guys, because
Navarrete stopping him?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a one-punch variety, but it could also, I think it could be
like
accumulation.
A breakdown type thing. Yeah,
accumulation.
Late. I'm saying late, like 8 to 10, somewhere around in there. He'll just, just stay on it, pressure, and Conceição will finally give in.
I think that's reasonable for sure. And, I mean, I think it remains to be seen. We'll see if he continues this trend of, in that back half of the fight.
Yeah.
What that looks like.
Because he had a pretty good fight after Valdez. I forgot who it was. He beat somebody. I can't remember who it was. He got his box record.
Xavier Martinez.
Yeah. He got a nice good decision against him and fought real good. You know, he boxed well the whole fight, entire fight. He didn't let up. And then I think that's when he went to Shakur next.
Yep.
Yeah, Martinez. That was a good fight.
See, but just looking at that, and we're just looking at those matchups, do you think it could be a matter of who he's up against? Like when he's in there with somebody on the championship level.
Yeah. Right. When he's in there with somebody at A level, that's when he might slow down toward the end, later rounds. So he's in there with Navarrete now, so I don't see him winning. Navarrete is going to get the decision or stop him late.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I can't really disagree. But it would be nice to see Conceição come back and put together a complete performance, especially on that stage. I would like to see that as well. So,
what would you like to see next for Shakur? He said he wanted to fight Loma after this.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
No.
I don't think Loma wants that fight though.
Nah, they talk.
Because you know those guys have experience with each other sparring.
Yeah. Yeah, they talked about him and Daddy Devin beat Kambosos.
Yep.
I don't even know why. Who would want to see that? Loma would watch.
The people of Australia.
Yeah, that's it.
The people of Australia.
Tio gave
they love them some George Kambosos.
Yeah, Tio gave us Kambosos. If he would have went in there and did what he's supposed to do, we would have heard of him, but he would have never even came into the limelight like he did. He would have stayed B level. Like he is. Yep.
The art of war, the art of deception, and all that other stuff he was talking about.
Yeah. And then we ain't really talk about Benavidez and Andrade. I don't know what to say about that one. That's one of the matchups, man. I just don't know. I can see either one of them winning.
Likewise.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's just got to play out in the ring, that one. Because I really can't.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm looking at it. It just has to play out. For me, it's really contingent upon certain improvements from Benavidez.
Yeah, because
that's what it boils down to for me, man.
Yeah, you're right, Tim. Tim said Loma would beat Scamboso.
No.
Names for Cambosos.
Don't do George like that, man.
Yeah. He lost his last fight. Was it Maxie Hughes? Did you see that one?
Yeah, I did. I thought Maxie Hughes won as well. But there are also a slew of people out there who believe that Mickey Bay won their fight as well. So Kambosos has a couple of questionable decisions go in his favor. So
and then I think they had handpicked Maxie Hughes for him, and so they just went with Kambosos because they were surprised at how it turned out. Maxie Hughes beat him. I don't even think it was even that close.
I didn't think so either. But, to your point that you made a couple of minutes ago about the possibility of him and Lomachenko fighting, I feel as though that's another reason why the decision went in that direction. Because had he lost, that closes the door on that fight being a possibility altogether.
And they wasn't trying to make Maxie Hughes and Lomachenko.
Hell no. So,
but that's bad.
You had to get it. It is, but it happens. It's been happening. There's nothing new.
Yeah.
It's nothing new. I've been watching this one channel called I think it's called like Boxing Beyond the Ropes, if I'm not mistaken. I'll send you a link via text.
Okay, yeah.
It's a YouTube channel, and they have it. They just have like a whole library of interviews, press conferences, exposés, and little documentaries about different fighters, things from the past. And they were talking about how they had particular fights already, in the chamber, and it was pretty much contingent upon the results as to whether or not these fights would be made. Like at one point, they were talking about making Mike Tyson and George Foreman. This was around the time when when George Foreman fought, what's my guy's name? Michael Moore and all that stuff.
Michael Moore, yeah.
Yeah, and they had a whole report on this back in, what was that, 90 something, early 90s. Yeah. So, yeah, these things have been going on, man.
Yeah.
Yep, they did.
Now, you know that Barroso has got a fight. He's going for the interim belt. Because Rolly has the WBA, right?
Yes, sir.
140. Rolly has the WBA belt at 140, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Barroso is fighting for the interim WBA belt. So he might get another, if he can win, he might get another shot at Rolly. That would be nice.
They got him fighting against that guy, the one that filed the suit, right?
Yeah, O'Hara Davies.
Yeah, Harry Davies, yeah.
Yeah, that's who he's fighting. And that's on the Ryan Garcia card. Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, that guy was supposed to be in contention for that WBA belt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't know what happened to the guy remember the guy that was supposed to fight Rolly, but he failed a drug test. Didn't he fail a drug test or something? Was it Barboza or somebody? Remember? Barroso wasn't the original guy. He was a fill-in.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was.
I don't know what happened to the original guy.
Neither do I.
Yeah,
man, Tony Weeks saved my guy that day, didn't he?
I know.
Saved Rolly that day.
Because the old guy was putting it on Rolly.
That's a clear example of following the money and seeing what the intention was. Because, the promotional company is like, we can't promote this guy. We can't market this guy. Even though I feel as though they could have. Because they could have built a nice story around him. The same way they did with, the same way Matchroom DAZN they did with, what's my guy's name? Andy Ruiz.
Oh, yeah. But
Andy Ruiz was the talk of the town afterwards. And everybody was like, man, I'm canceling my gym membership. Like, why do I need to... Yeah, after Joshua.
Yeah.
There was like a whole thing going on, all these memes talking about how you could be fat and still, be the guy and everything. Andy Ruiz was on a nice press run after that. I feel as though they could have did something similar with Barroso. Telling people, hey, don't give up on your dreams. It's never too late.
But they told Tony they had to save Rolly. They said, Tony, you got to save Rolly. Yeah, Tim Layton said that was another premature stoppage. It was. And Tony Weeks was the one that he had, the guy basically couldn't even see his face for the blood. He didn't stop that.
That was that Marcus Brown fight.
Yeah.
Badu Jack and Marcus Brown. He was covered in blood.
Yeah. And this is the one he stops. Crazy.
After the guy doesn't even land a punch, you go and you rewatch that sequence, nothing landed.
Nothing. And
this is some roughhouse tactics.
Yeah, I think he threw him down the round before and got a knockdown, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. After Barroso dropped him. But Barroso is fighting December 2nd. It's good to see him back in there. This is his first fight since then. Oh, yeah, and Hector Garcia. He's in his first fight since Tank. He's on one of these cards.
Nice.
He's putting a lot of good fights. Who is he?
Nice.
I can't remember who it was. Hector is on the Benavidez card. Yes, he's fighting Lamont Rose. Right. Hector Garcia. Good to see him back. He hadn't fought since January. You ever hear anything about Castano? He hadn't fought since the second Jamel fight, right? Brian Castano.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that guy.
I know. I would like to see him and Tim Tszyu. I think that would be a good fight, good matchup. Think so? Castano and Tim Tszyu.
It would be action packed for sure because of both of their styles.
Yes, I would love to see that. Right.
Nice style clash.
Yeah, that would be fan friendly. Yeah.
I wouldn't even mind seeing Castano and Errol Spence run it back because they fought in the amateurs.
Yeah, that would be a good one at 54 for Earl.
Yep. Nice return fight.
He must have really took that loss to Jamel hard. So that was in 2022, wasn't it? We almost at the end of 2023. He still isn't back yet. Wow. Yeah.
In a year and 6-7 months.
That was in 2022 though, wasn't it? He met Jamel and Castano too. And he still hasn't got back in the ring yet.
Well, I know part of the layoff was due to the suspension because he got knocked out.
Yeah,
so,
but that's been
the California State Commission.
Yeah,
I know that's been over, but I'm saying like that's part
that was part of it, right?
Yeah,
that was part of it. But so Earl and Bud, do you think we're gonna see a rematch? Because I was wondering.
Likely.
And I hope it's at 154.
Likely. I would say, man, go all the way up to 160. Why not?
Why not? You want to go to 168 and fight Canelo?
That's what I'm saying. It would be a nice segue. Up 168.
The one against Canelo at 168. Yep.
There you go.
Well, we got some beautiful fights coming up. Well, we got 20 more minutes before Just Do come on. They said probably be a casual, but you're gonna start that casual corner thing on Saturday for the fights, right? Got a lot of fights coming on that night. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I think I might also start producing some shorts too.
Okay, yeah. That's how you get subscribers real fast, those shorts. Yeah. Because you don't have to hold people's attention that long, you know.
Yep.
Just catch their attention and then it's over. When they like it, they subscribe. I got a bunch of them. But I make it shorts. Yeah.
So my primary reason for doing that would be just to continue to refine my editing skills. I'm not even really overly concerned about the subscribers or anything like that right now.
Yeah.
But just to sharpen up on the editing.
Sharpen up your skills, yeah.
Yeah. It's just an excuse. That's the way I'm looking at all of this stuff. Yeah. Whether it be streaming live and talking to people, as I expressed to you gents before, I've actually been working on that part of it, the speech part.
Yeah.
Being able to articulate my points, clean and concise, everything, in succinct fashion. So that's my thing, just building skills across the board. And I feel like all of these things, they have carryover effect and they trickle over from one to the other. That's why I like streaming live. It's not about this channel. It's not about money or anything. I just like interacting with other boxing fans, That's my main thing with having a channel. I just, so have people with talking, going back and forth, and I just enjoy that because I love the sport. My first fight was Ali Frazier 3, so I was sold the way they almost. Have you ever watched that fight? Ali Frazier 3? Still there, Ant? I was over here talking to have my thing on mute. Have you ever watched that fight though, Ali Frazier 3? Yep. I mean the whole fight. And that was the first fight I actually sat down and watched when it happened. I saw it like a week later after it happened, so I was sold, man. And
And then after that, I thought every fight was going to be like that. So I was kind of disappointed after I watched a few more fights after that. I was thinking, wow, I love this. And, I expect every fight to be just, I don't even know. There's Bruce Gass. Yes, the Thriller in Manila, man. I know Bruce Gass was back around that time. And, man, those guys almost killed each other. After about round 10, I don't know why they kept coming out there, man. Because when the round went in, they was both dragging in the corners, but then when the bell rang, they was right back out there. And then in round 14, Ali just unloaded on Frazier, but he went for it. But Frazier wouldn't go down. Ali had shot his load. He wasn't coming back out either, but Frazier threw the towel in first. I know Bruce Gaston heard that story. Ali said if Frazier would have waited a little bit longer for his towel, he would have won the fight. Because he wasn't coming back out there.
Man, I had read Smoking Joe, Joe Frazier's book.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I can't remember if it was that one. It was one of the Ali Frazier fights. I can't remember exactly which one it was. Yeah. But after one of them, Joe Frazier actually. After one of those fights, Joe Frazier actually suffered like significant damage to his kidneys and went damn near blind in one of his eyes. I want to say it was like his left eye or something like that.
That was 3. Because that's why they stopped it. He couldn't see after round 14. If he could have been able to see, he would have came back out there. But he couldn't see
his
at
kidneys,
all.
Man. And then later on, after a certain while in his career, he had to, bake it with the commissions in order to be able to get fights.
Yeah.
When they do the physical exams and they had the vision part of it.
Yeah.
He was faking
the first one, Bruce?
Fight.
Bruce Gass said that was the first one. Joe spent 30 days in the hospital. Okay. Yeah, that's the one he won too. The first one. Yep. Yeah, Bruce said that was the first one. And
his vision was compromised after that. That's how tough that guy was, man. And he was
and he
still
came
out
back
there.
and then fought 2 more fights against Ali. I always thought the third one was the roughest one. Because I remember after the 14th round, he couldn't see. Both his eyes was like swollen closed. But yeah, that was the first one. All 3 of them was brutal. Yeah. Them guys put the best out of each other. It was just like no give in either one of them. They were literally willing to die to win those fights. Yeah. That's part of the biggest rivalry ever in boxing. Ali and Frazier. Yeah.
One of the biggest rivalries in sports in general,
Definitely. In sports overall, yeah.
Anytime you garner a title, the fight of the century, I think it speaks to the magnitude of the rivalry and it's like what they had at hand.
One they called that, and and they had 2 more after that. I think they called the first one the fight of the century. Yeah, Frazier won. That was And the second fight, neither one of them had the title. Frazier had the first one, and Ali had the third fight, but the second fight wasn't even for a belt. I think it was like an eliminator or something like that. I'm not sure. I know Bruce Gass could tell us. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait for this next over 50 thing. Yeah. We gotta get.
I would implore everybody. You gotta look at Bruce Gass's community posts. I look forward to those every day.
Okay.
I literally check them every day at this point at 5 a.m. I know he posted at 3 a.m. But at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
I get up early and I'll look at those posts. Today we had the anniversary of Manny Pacquiao and Miguel Cotto.
Okay. Bruce Gass says the second fight was for the NABF title, 12 rounds. Okay. Oh, I didn't even know that was going 12 rounds way back then. NABF. What is that? North American Boxing Federation? That's why it's mandatory. This next over 50 thing, Bruce Gas got to be in it. Jay, if you're there, Jay, that's mandatory. We can't have it without him. Yeah, I just love talking about it. With people
absolutely, Cass. Everything less would be what's in there, man. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Yeah, with people that know what they're talking about too, and that makes a difference, you know. Yeah.
Well, that's part of it, but for me, it's for the people who can just remain just a tad bit impartial.
True. That's a good point.
That's also extremely difficult.
Yeah.
Because you do have some guys who, although they know what they're talking about, there's just so much bias for a particular fighter.
Exactly.
That at some point in time, you go from having a discussion to a full-blown argument, and we see it all the time.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like Jay Hardcore says, I ain't going back and forth with you.
Exactly. That's exactly what it turns into, a whole bunch of back and forth.
Yep. And especially when you on YouTube with somebody you don't know. You know, it could be some little child or something you're arguing with. You know, some little kid or something. And you sitting there going back and forth with them all upset. Might be a 12-year-old kid or something, man. So,
or a grown man who resorts to juvenile.
Yeah, that too.
Insults like a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
I see it all the time on Twitter, especially. It's ridiculous. Seeing guys
stop going on there. Yeah.
Talking about send me your address.
I know. I'll show up at your house. Like for what, man? You don't even know me. Now you ready to come kill me over some argument on social media. That's crazy. We need
over who ducked who. Over who ducked who, Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney.
Yeah.
That one right there seems to be the two names that you need to mention nowadays if you want to spark a civil war amongst boxing fans. There's just so much dissension and discord whenever those two names come up. It's just crazy, man.
Shakur and Devin.
Yes, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous,
yeah, I know.
Especially on Twitter. Because I frequent Twitter.
Yeah.
And I watch a lot of these.
I know.
These discussions unfold, and it's crazy. Some of the things that people say to each other in the name of Devin Haney and one Shakur Stevenson.
Seriously upset. It's not that serious.
No, it isn't.
Fans, we all have an opinion. And none of them are right, none of them are wrong. It's just an opinion, that's all. And everybody's entitled to theirs, you know? You gotta respect each other's.
Yep. And there's that racial component too, Cass. There's the racial component too.
Yeah, that's true.
Where you'll see black men disrespecting each other.
I know.
Calling each other out of their names, calling each other coons and Uncle Toms and things of that sort. Like let's say if you were to pick Lomachenko against another black fighter, this is the type of guy we can't trust. Like why? It's like it's boxing. It's like we're talking about skills. We should just be able to talk about skills.
That's right.
Skin color don't win fights, man.
Right. That's it. Sure don't. I'm going to have two-time heavyweight champion Tim Weatherspoon on Blood Boxing on my live tonight at 8. Okay. Bruce Gas is going to have Tim Weatherspoon tonight at 8. Okay. That's going to be worth checking out.
Absolutely. Tim is one of the better content creators nowadays too. He's a fantastic boxer, but I love watching his video where he talks about the fundamentals of boxing. I was just watching one the other day where he was talking about how to catch the jab.
Yeah.
I absolutely love
to see that. drag him in the house and introduce him to my two favorite cousins, Smith and Wesson.
Oh my Lord.
Wow. Jay could put Mr. Smith and Mr. Wesson on him. Wow. Jay. Okay, it's what we got. It's 3:53. Time for almost time for Just Do Gospel. So, I appreciate you coming up here and chopping up with me, Aunt. It was really fun.
Absolutely. Like I said, man, I enjoyed talking with you. Shout out to my guy Thomas Hill, the benevolent Thomas Hill.
Thomas, I don't know what happened to Thomas. Thomas must have left the building. He's still up here, but it's all.
He's around somewhere. somewhere.
Yeah, he's out there. Yeah. So I'm gonna try this thing again tomorrow. It'll probably get better and better every day.
Absolutely. Get those reps in.
Appreciate Jay Hardcore, Bruce Gas, hanging in there with me. And tonight, we remember Bruce Gas is having 2-time heavyweight champion Tim Witherspoon on Blood Boxing. Okay. So let's get ready to go holler, rock with Just Do. Thank everybody for coming in. And then Jay Hardcore tonight at 7. And Bruce Gas is going to have Tim Witherspoon at 8. Okay. Appreciate you, Aunt.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Okay. All right. Holler at everybody. Peace.
Peace.
See y'all at Just Do.